Hi guys, this is Ruth from Team Youth here. I'm here with Dave. We were at the Portrush Regional today with Team Youth here, and as you've heard, we've done quite well. So 4 of the top 8 was Team Youth here. So we're here today with Dave's Monarch deck.
Yeah, so as Ruth said, I played Monarchs today. It was a newer version of Monarchs compared to what you've seen floating about. So we'll start off with the originals. We play the 3 Ether. Basically, you have to play 3 of this. This is the best double tribute in the deck. You're allowed to interrupt your opponent during their turn. You can also throw your own plays on your turn. We then play 3 Arbus. Probably the best turn 1 opening you can get, because you can force your opponent to start with only 5 cards, which in this format is pretty strong. For the little guys, we only play 2 Idea and 2 Eidos. You'll see why in a minute why we only play 2 of these, but I find the ratio pretty good. I wouldn't drop any, and I wouldn't add any more in.
So you didn't miss the third of each at all?
No, because of the new engine that we play, there's no need for it. The last Monarch we play is Kuraz. Basically ties in with the Ether, so you can interrupt your opponent during their turn and gain pluses off of it. So
I've seen a lot of decks doing 2 to 3 Kuraz. Would you change it, or would you be happy with one?
I was considering playing a second last night, but 1, I couldn't get hold of it, and 2, I found in previous testing that more than one Kuraz started to make the deck prick a lot harder. The last 2 we play are the 2 Fiends, Majesties and Vanities. This card's so much better than Vanities right now, because 1, it's searchable, and 2, you can use it to trigger most of your Monarch spell traps. Though, not saying Vanities is bad, but if I was to change it, I'd probably play 2 Majesties.
So do you think you'd drop the
I'd probably side the Vanities if I was to do it again. The last thing is the new engine which we play, is the Super Quantums. So we play 2 red and 1 blue. The blue, it basically, if you normal or special it, you get to add this card to your hand. And then also if it's sent to the graveyard, you get to shuffle it back into the deck, which having a constant floater in the deck for tribute fodder is insane. Plus the fact it's e-tellable. While the red, it sort of bridges the gap that the deck had a problem with, that it's tribute fodder and also a tribute monster. I don't think I play any more than 2 red at the minute. I think the 2 and 1s seems to be a pretty good ratio.
Do you ever find though that with the tellers, you brick with only having the 1 target in the deck?
Not really, because 1, even if I draw it and draw E-Telly, I can special summon it with E-Telly out of the hand. And the fact that it reshuffles itself into the deck, it just means every E-Telly you play is live. So quite a few monsters. Onto the spells, we play Triple Pantheism. This card needs no introduction, it's the stupidest card in the deck. Draw 2 and then reveal 3 to add 1. The search of the deck, Tenacity. If you don't play 3, you don't play the deck. 3 Domain, this card was stupid throughout today. Giving you the 800 attack point boost, making everything a single tribute, and then locking my opponent out of the extra deck. It's just silly with the format that's dominated by Pepe. 3 Stormforth, insane against Cosmo. You sack their big ships and they can't do a thing about it. Also really good when you combine it with Ether, so you can tribute their stuff on their turn, and then interrupt all their plays. 2 Return. I play the 2 Return because there's times where I would rather add other cards off Pantheism, so I'd like to have one of these in my hand without having to search it.
Would you ever think of putting in a 3rd? Because I know that there is some. I think
OCG do play 3, but I found 2 was perfect, because you can only resolve one of these at a time. Plus, it helps your Monarchs dodge Psalm Strike, which is really strong in this deck. The last ones are mainly consistency, so we play Triple Upstart. It gives the deck a lot more consistency. You won't brick as easy. Then to search the little guys, we play 1 Rhoda and 1 for 1. You basically have to play these. And the final spells are the Triple E-Telly. Basically, you grab your little blue guy and you instantly have a tribute fodder. And the only 2 traps I play are 2 prime. This is all the only traps you need in the deck. I tested with escalation, but I found it again led to a more bricky situation. So having these to dump off Panthesium or send off a big Monarch is all you need.
Now I know that you were testing Monarchs before the Quantums came out. Have you found the consistency has improved since?
Oh, tenfold. Having these 3 cards with the 3 utility backed up, the consistency in this deck just it rivals the rest of the meta now. You have a less chance of bricking. You have as much chance of bricking as any other deck does.
Okay, and we'll move on.
Well, if you want the extra deck, I have tokens if you want. I'm pretty sure I can get a game loss for that. We'll go to side.
So no extra decks for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So move on to.
There are decks right now I've seen that do play no domain, but with an extra deck. But that's not how you play Monarchs right now. So extra deck 2 max C, Draco Pals, BA, anything that special summons this card is really good against. Double Fog King for the mirror. I didn't play the mirror today, so I didn't really get to put it in, but in theory from testing, this card's stupid in the mirror match. 2 more Mega Monarchs. We play Caius and Zaborg. Caius is mainly in for BA and Pepe, so you banish their skills or you hit the Graph Seer. Either or, it's going to be a devastating blow to them. And Zaborg is mainly for Draco Pals. If you take away their extra deck, they basically can't do much at all anymore.
Yeah, kind of stuff.
If you get rid of Ignisters and Dweller, they can't play Yu-Gi-Oh against you.
Good against Tellers as well.
Tellers, yeah, and then like, there was time it came up against Fluffles that taking out most of the Fluffle extra deck is really big.
Yeah, it stops the OTK.
Yeah. We play this little guy as an out to the Fog King, but as I said, I didn't play the mirror match today, and no one seemed to side Fog Kings in against me, so it wasn't really needed. For spells, we play Double Chalice. This is basically for Fog King, and sometimes Dweller as well, because if they make Dweller and you need to resolve that Panthesium or the Prime, then this helps you along the way. Plus it outs like Majesty's Vanities as well. Double Twin Twister. A lot of my games today, my opponents sided in Massacre Strict and Anti-Spell, so this is basically in here to counter that, as well as like generic back row that's floating about. I know a lot of people are playing Psalm Strike now, so we want to get rid of those as quickly as possible.
It's so great because MST only gives 1 where it gives 2.
Yeah. Plus you can like you can dump Prime or dump Panthesium if you really need to. The One Regeki in the side is basically just to out big boards. If there's sometimes this deck can get overwhelmed with big boards, so you want to have an out to it. Then the last card we play are the Triple Scolding. This card is just ridiculous in this deck. You basically, if you time it right, you kill your opponent and then just destroy them on your next turn.
So I know Scolding was the last minute addition. Would you have changed it and took them out of the side, or
no,
do you think they'll become permanent?
I think these are a permanent addition now to my side deck.
Okay. Is there anything you change in your main or side?
Let me think. I don't think so. The side seemed to do its job. The main deck, I maybe test another Kuraz, but all in all, it seemed to work pretty well. Like for a deck that I haven't had much time to test, because I picked the Quantums up at the last minute, it seemed to do pretty well.
Okay, and what were your matchups today? Was there any matchups that you struggled against, or did you find it sort of even against?
Well, round 1 we played Spellbook, so I 2-0'd it. Round 2 we played Tellers, I 2-1'd it. Round 3 I played Cosmo. The only reason I didn't win that, I lost 2-0. He was able to basically stop my little guys hitting the board, and then anytime I got a big Monarch on board, he had an out the next turn. Round 4 I played Fluffles, I 2-1 that. It didn't, basically Domain wins that game really easily. And then round 5 I played Pepe, or Draco Pals as it's now called, and we lost that 1-0, but that was pretty close. I got him to 600 and he was just able to push through the OTK. But all the matchups seem pretty fair.
Okay. Any last comments?
Like, rate and subscribe.
Okay, thanks guys.